For 7 through 12, you're matching the equation with the description that is A through F. And so remember, when you're picking out the center from the equation, the sign is actually going to be the opposite of what's in front of it in the parentheses, because the equation of the circle has subtraction as part of it. So when we pull the H and K out, it's going to have the opposite sign of whatever's in front of it. So for this first equation, we see a +2 and a +3, but when we go to identify the center, it'll actually have the opposite signs of -2 and -3. So we're looking for a center of -2 and -3, which both B and C have. But when we look here, remember this is the radius squared. So to find the radius, you take the square root of that number. So the square root of 4 gives us a radius of 2. So that tells us that C is the correct answer for 7. Number 8, when we take the opposite of these numbers, we get a center of +2 and -5. So when we look at +2 and -5, there's only F as an option there, and we can check our radius of 3 is the square root of 9, so that is correct for 8. It is F. Number 9, when we look at the opposite for our center, we get -3 and +5, which A is the only one that has that as a center. And when we check our radius, the square root of 16 is 4, so A is the correct one for 9. Number 10, when we look at the center, it's the opposite, which would be -2 and -3. So the only one we have left is B, and our radius of 3 is the square root of 9, so that's correct for 10, B. When we look at the center for 11, we have a +3 and a -5, which is E. Our radius 4 is the square root of 16, so that works as well. E is 11. We look on number 12, the center is +2 and +5, which is D. The radius of 3 is the square root of 9, so D is the correct answer.